Greetings everybody, it is I am the one and only Ray the Flying Squirrel here, and I am from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our new Let's Play for the channel, and this time we're going to be hitting back onto the Game Boy again, but this time we are playing Donkey Kong Land 2 for the Game Boy. Now this game first came out in 1996 on the Game Boy of all things, and also this came out after Donkey Kong Country 2 and before Donkey Kong Country 3 for the Super Nintendo. So as you can see on screen, once again, much like in the forms of how it does it on any other Game Boy Let's Plays, including Donkey Kong Land 1, back in the forms at the very end of 2021, I'm going to be playing on the emulator because I can't afford to able to actually plug into my Game Boy player, mainly because of the actual setup for my capture card recording is a bit of a pain, but because it's pretty obvious because I've got my huge cabinet with me. So yeah, as you can see, this is basically, it's actually inspired by Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest for the Super Nintendo. Like, well, I'll get some more details about that in a moment whenever we get the game started. So yeah, for those who ever seen our Let's Play of Donkey Kong Land 1, then check it out if you can. And then here we are now in 2022, we're going to be diving right into the forms of the next Donkey Kong Land game. So, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to able to doing this Let's Play for you guys, which is especially noticeable about the fact that since we are now going to be focusing on the majority of the Donkey Kong Land games from time to time, before we move on to the forms of, well, let's just say Donkey Kong 64, or Donkey Kong Country Returns, or Tropical Freeze, but that's not going to be so for a very, very long time. So anyways though, so right from the get-go, much like the first game, we do have a file selection right here. Now, I believe that Mighty did manage to able to did that game, so as a result though, he chooses file 1 from the likes of Donkey Kong Country 1, well, or Donkey Kong Land 1 I should say. For this particular Let's Play of Donkey Kong Land 2, I'm going to be decided able to go for file 2, because obviously this is the second game in the series, whilst whenever we get to the third file for Donkey Kong Land 3. So anyways, as you can see, we ended up in a world map right here, very similar structure as the forms of Donkey Kong Country 2, except the fact this is on the Game Boy, not on the Super Nintendo. So from the get-go, we can only go into one world at the moment, which is Gangplank Galleon. So this appears to be a familiar world for those who ever played Donkey Kong Country 2 before. And as soon as we dive right into the first world in the game, and also we come across into the very first level in the game, Pirate Panic. So there's nothing we can do around here besides completing the first level in the game. Now, structurally speaking, in terms of Donkey Kong Land 2, although the levels are pretty much exactly the same as in the forms of how it does it in Donkey Kong Country 2, but the only difference is between this and the likes of Donkey Kong Country 2 is the level layouts and stuff like that, which I think that will be the only difference because of the limitations of the Game Boy and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the forms of Donkey Kong Land 2 for the Game Boy, which again, this game is very similar to the forms of Donkey Kong Country 2 on the Super Nintendo, except the fact that the biggest difference is this is on the Game Boy, and also because of the forms of the actual music is almost inspired by the 8-bit version of certain songs and stuff like that. So, and also as you can see, that those hearts are represented with lives, so yeah, very similar to the forms of in the first game. So, yeah, you should probably be familiar with this at this point. So, and basically, to get 1-ups in this game is the fact that you get able to actually decide able to grab those balloons, very similar to the first game. So, yeah, you probably expected about the fact that this is remarkably similar between both Donkey Kong Country 2 and Donkey Kong Land 1. Although, we'll get to more details about this in a moment later, because as you can see, we got ourselves the DK Hero Coin, which is very similar to Donkey Kong Country 2, that in order to able to get 100% in this game, basically, we do need to, basically, not only collect, the DK Hero Coins, but also we need to able to find bonuses. I think the only difference is this time around for this game is the fact that, basically, that the amount of bonuses on certain levels is actually a bit lesser amount compared to the forms of how it does it on Donkey Kong Country 2 on the Super Nintendo, but which again, because of the forms of the limitations of the Game Boy. So as a result though, here's the first bonus area in the game, so basically we need to use Dixie Kong in order to get up there, which allows you to able to actually just, what else? Get a Creme Coin. So, yeah, if you're familiar with the Creme coins, basically though, that this will actually allows you to actually access to, let's just say, in the final world in the game, which we're probably not going to talk more about it until for later, because obviously we've managed to barely got started with this game. So yeah, that's something worth classifying for noticing this from the start. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop on here and just somehow avoid any sort of hazards and stuff. So and also, what I found this game to be a lot more of an improvement over the likes of in the first game, I just realized, is that the controls-wise, well, it's not perfect, but at the very least, the controls in this game is much more better than the likes of last time. Because for one, you don't have to deal with the forms of stiff movements and stuff like that, and also on top of it off, or to top it all off, I should say, there won't be any frustrating moments for this game, unlike in Donkey Kong Land 1, so that might be something worth noting for. Alright, next level, we have... Oh yeah, by the way, with that estimation mark right there, this actually represents you found every single bonus areas, and as you see that DK symbol, this means you basically found a DK hero coin, so something is worth classifying for noticing this. So anyways, let's move on to the next level, but there's also the secret thing for this level, but I'll show this off later. So, Main Breeze Mayhem. So in this case though, we're about to be able to do... let's just say we're gonna have to make our way to the very top of the level, so, yeah, to be expected by this point. So, I would like to able to do the actual bonus area tally, for the sake of this particular point, but, I honestly forgot about that, because mainly due to the fact that it has been about a couple of days since I actually did manage to last, touch upon, not just for this game, but also, for my commentary and stuff like that. Although, mind you, ever since Enduring Forms have been, few days ago that I somehow managed to able to still carry on playing Mario Party 7, although, actually, kind of think about it, I think I actually did manage to able to finish Mario Party 7, at least in ever since about, well, on Saturday and stuff like that. So, yeah, that seems totally obvious that I somehow managed to finally complete that game, so we can probably expect able to move on to the next game in the next few days and stuff like that. So, yeah, it seems like a perfect opportunity for noticing that, so... And as you can tell, unfortunately, we've come across into our first death of the playthrough, mainly because, well, sometimes though, much like the forms of how it does it on, well, let's just say, Donkey Kong Land 1, that's obviously, unfortunately though, we have to do with the forms of screen crunch once again, so even then though, it's kind of annoying though, especially noticeable because obviously that this is on the Game Boy, so this means you can't really see what's up ahead of you, so yeah, it's pretty annoying sometimes. So there's the bonus area right there, but we do need to make it for that specific way to able to get to there, so hopefully I'll try my best if I somehow try to able to find these things, no matter what. So, anyways, let's get on here, and try to avoid those little rats and stuff, and avoid that Kremling enemy. So, hopefully we'll be able to find a rope, which actually pretty much leads you downwards, but before I do that, I need to switch to Dixie Kong, so that way we'll be able to have an easier experience to, well, what else? Find a bonus area, just like that. And also very similar to Donkey Kong Country 2, that some of these bonus areas can be summarized as in a few different categories, like for instance, get the token, and also grab all the stars, and even destroy all of the enemy syndrome. So yeah, that's pretty much as far as I can say about it. So of course, if you manage able to get 100 bananas, then basically you also get an extra life as well. So yeah, you might be familiar with that already. So, but there's also major differences between the forms of this game, along with Donkey Kong Land 1. As you notice that ever since the new forms within the previous level that we've done. Ah, shoot! Dang it! Oh well, but at the very least we actually got both the bonus area and the DK hero coins. I guess it's a good thing. So. Anyway, you notice about the fact that on the previous level that we've done, which is Pirate Panic, they do realize that after you're able to actually collect all the Kong letters, well, basically in this game, it actually gives you a 1-up. Whilst unlike the first game, that basically if you do get all of the Kong letters, basically you're able to actually access to save your game. Whilst in here though, in order to save the game, once again, much like in Donkey Kong Country 2, we need to meet up with the forms of Wankley Kong from the likes of Kong College, until whenever we get into that particular section until for later. So in this case though, let's go ahead and get on there and grab the N as much as we could able to do it. And yeah, very similar to Donkey Kong Land 1 is the fact that in order to switch between Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, once again you have to press the select button in order to do it. So, although, whenever we get into the Animal Buddies part, for the sake of this game, that we're able to discuss on that in a moment, because obviously we need to focus on this level though, because, well, since I died quite a few times in this level though, which I honestly have no idea why I managed to die so many times on this level though, sadly. But regardless of such though, we made it to the end, so... Alright, so let's move on to the next level, which is Gangplank Galley. So, in this case though, we'll hopefully try to find another bonus. And I think there's also another secret on this level as well. But then again though, we'll point it out whenever we get into the later portions of this particular Let's Play, so... And I just found out that this particular level has the exact same music as the forms of how it does it on the second level, which, I'm not exactly sure what that music comes from, but let me know in the comments, because, well, I do definitely know for the fact that it comes from somewhere, so... Anyways, let's go ahead and grab this one-up balloon. And also, what's another improvement of the likes of in the first game, as you can see on screen, that every now and then we now have an indicator that, as you can see on the bottom right corner, we now actually have the actual icons between either Diddy Kong or Dixie Kong. So that way you can able to no need to worry about the forms of some bit of a random luck element when it comes to likely if you somehow die on certain levels, and you can't really tell if you either have Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong with you on the actual the icon and stuff like that, which I'm very glad this was an improvement over the likes of in the first game. So, although don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed Donkey Kong Land 1 as it is, but it does have some very questionable design choices that, unlike in Donkey Kong Country 1, does have a lot more excellency for the sake of like the well, it might be hard to explain because I know it has been a couple of days ago since I actually last touched upon Donkey Kong Country games, at least ever since in, well, to be more specifically, if I somehow gone back into Tropical Freeze on not only for the Wii U, but also the Switch version as well, for the sake of when I played the game on a go. So, either way though, I was able to get that little fact right there, so... let's just use Dixie Kong for this, because obviously her... Oh, there's a DK Hero coin just down there. And along with that, there's a bonus area down there, but sadly, I overshoot myself, so... Whoops. Oh well. But thankfully, we've got the Midway point barrel, so, yeah, at least it's no longer the, a magical mirror kind of object as a Midway point, unlike the first game, so it's kind of strange. So, speaking of strange though, is the fact that towards the very end of each level, the end of a level goal is basically, it's like a spring, which it almost kind of reminds me of the forms of, well, the special stage strings from the likes of not only Sonic Advance 1, but also Sonic Advance 3 as well. Mind you, except Sonic Advance 2 because of the forms of the special stage rings, which is a bit of a pain in the bum to get. At least some people already understand what I'm trying to say here, so... Alright, there we go. Now we actually got into the bonus area for reals. So, and as you notice about the fact that ever since we've already collected the DK Hero coin, this means about the fact that the actual tick symbol was actually shown up. So in this case though, is the fact that that actually represents that you've already collected the DK Hero coin. So, yeah, that's sure it's something. And also, every time you complete the bonus areas, very much like the forms of Donkey Kong Country 2, you'll be rewarded with the actual Creme coin. So, but then again, we'll point it out, I'm sure that most people already know what the Creme coin does, and so whenever we get into the later portions of the game. So, anyways though, before we move on, let me just go ahead and go into Kong College quickly, and because of that though, we'll meet up with the forms of Winkley Kong right here. And basically, we can now have an option to save my game, so in this case, we are on 6%, so... And then as soon as we hit back in here, though, then obviously the save game will now actually cost 2 banana coins, very similar to Donkey Kong Country 2. Alright, Lockjaw's Locker, the next level in the game, and I believe this might actually be the, one of those levels in this world. has no bonus areas. So yeah, very similar to some levels in Donkey Kong Country 1, or Donkey Kong Land 1 I should say. Basically though, there aren't any bonus areas to be found on water levels. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this particular music is going to be played for the majority of this whole entire world. Like, this is the third time we're going to be listening to this music, so, which I'm pretty sure it's more accurately like, Lockjaw's Locker music, I'm pretty sure. So, even then though, that music is going to get a little bit tab repetitive, but, I don't mind about it too much, I must admit. But either way though, we'll just go ahead and, swim by and all that stuff though. So and I think that we might able to actually stumble across into a familiar animal body that sadly was been absent from the likes of Donkey Kong Land 1, which I honestly have no idea why they managed to took him out to begin with from the first game. And also you notice with this particular box over there that we somehow managed to win through. Basically that's how we find the DK Hero coin, and after that, well, there's no need to able to do a lot of exploration on this level though, because like I said, there aren't any bonus areas to be found on this level, so we can essentially just, well, try to find a goal, and that's pretty much as far as we can get for this point. So anyways, the Midway barrel, so that way we're able to get that. And I don't know what's up there though, although unlike any forms of how it does it on Donkey Kong Country 2, unfortunately though, we can't do the actual tag action when it comes to like the tossing either Diddy Kong or Dixie Kong from up or to the left or right, because, well, because we have to do it the forms of the limitations of the Game Boy buttons and stuff like that, meaning about the fact that there's no shoulder buttons to be found. So as you can see, we stumbled across Ungard the Swordfish, which is basically, it's like a, well, a swordfish animal companion, or the animal buddy I should say. So in this case though, yeah, I'm very glad he makes his return after the events of Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 2, and of course Donkey Kong Country 3. Mind you, because obviously this game came out the same year as Donkey Kong Country 3, but ultimately speaking, this game came out before Donkey Kong Country 3 exists. So, although, until in the forms of 1997, that we were able to actually get ourselves Donkey Kong Land 3, although there's also the Game Boy Color Japanese exclusive from the likes of the J2000 release or something like that. So, but even then, I'm sure that most toys will point it out until whenever we get into Donkey Kong Land 3. Maybe at some point in this year, if depending on time or something like that. And I get the feeling, yeah, the balloon has already disappeared. So, oh well, whatever. Hopefully we'll get more extra lives as soon as we can. So, alright, so yeah, we actually 100% everything on there. Alright, Topsail Trouble. I believe once again we have to go all the way up kind of stuff again. And also we stumbled across Rattle the Rattlesnake, as you can see on here, which is very similar to Donkey Kong Country 2. So in this case though, you can able to actually jump a bit higher if you decide able to actually get yourselves a pretty good timing jump and stuff like that. Which I will say that he's pretty cool to able to actually decide to control for. And there's the bonus area just over there. Pretty simple to get, and basically in this one we need to use the cannonball in order to able to defeat the Kremlings, as you can see. But there's also another cool trick, and that is the fact that if you hop onto the next rope to the other, you can actually attack the actual Kremlings by doing this trick. So that way you don't need to worry about just using the cannonballs only, for the sake of trying to able to deal with the amount of enemies as you could. So at least that's a pretty cool thing to able to have that alternative. So anyways though, so let's just go ahead and continue, and just gonna make sure we don't mess it up, especially noticeable unlike in previous level that's usually in spars like this. And I think, if I recall correctly, this is the 4th time we're gonna be listening to this godforsaken music, which I know it's because of the limitations of the Game Boy, but good lord, this is the 4th time we're gonna be listening to this music. But hopefully until the next world and onwards, and I somehow fall off to death. Great. That's only because I blame on the screen crunch for that, so yeah, there's not much bonus areas in this world entirely though, which is kind of odd, because I think it only contains like 4 bonus areas, but until when it gets to the point until the next couple of worlds, then basically though, that we will come across into quite a few amount of bonus areas to be found, so hopefully we'll try to find out as much as we can. So, and also, about the fact the matter is though, is the fact that, what else I'm just gonna say? There was actually I don't know. I know for the fact there has been a couple of days since I actually did done some of my commentary recently after the events of well, after that conclusion to Mario Party 7 Let's Play. So as a result though, we've only down to 2 more Mario Party games left. For the actual entire retrospective of Mario Party games, it will be completed by then. So meaning about the fact that we're able to do Mario Party 8 at some point in next month, and maybe eventually until by the end of 2022, then we would be able to finally tackle through Mario Party Superstars eventually. So yeah, I'm actually really pumped and hyped for it at the same time, because either way though, even though I haven't touched upon the game for quite a while, mainly because I'm more into the forms of the original version of some of the mini-games, because of the forms of certain mini-games do manage to able to oh, what? Okay, whatever. At least I got the Midway barrel, so I don't think this is gonna hurt me too much, so... Alright, so we'll just go ahead and, oh, dang it. Okay, whatever. At least we got the DK barrel, so that way we can able to get, Dixie Kong out, so... Anyway, so let's just, I don't know. I've no idea where the DK hero coin it is though, but I'm presuming it might actually be somewhere at the very end of a level, at least if I'm guessing correctly, so... Oh boy. And of course then, much like in Donkey Kong Land 1, I will able to actually go for the 100% playthrough of the game, just to ensure that I'll let you guys know if you decide to play the game, either on the Game Boy cartridge version or the emulator, so that way you can able to look on the guides of how to able to find any bonus areas or the DK hero coins to be found. So, actually long story short though, is the fact that I firstly got, well, usually that's not the right word for able to mention that. The first time I actually experienced Donkey Kong Land 2, similar to the forms of Donkey Kong Land 1, basically I managed to able to got both of those games, including Donkey Kong Land 3. I managed to got those 3 games during in 2018, and yeah, that's actually a pretty good deal. And one of those games, unfortunately has a dead save battery, which appears to be, unfortunately, this game is one of those Game Boy games I somehow got with a dead save battery. So this meaning about the fact that I did manage to save my progress back in the day in 2018, but then I found out that my progression actually lost. So because of that though, I blame on the forms of the dead battery for the sake of the forms of not to save my game. So because of that though, yeah, it's a bit of annoying and inconsistent, especially noticeable how common this is going to be every now and then, even likely compared to other Pokemon games that usually sometimes contains like fake cartridges and all that stuff though. Also has a, I would say a dead battery or something, I have no idea, but then again though, I have nothing more to say about that from here, so, yeah, I'll grab the G just in case I need to get my another extra life. So hopefully we would be able to won't be having that much trouble for this point. So, and the end of the level is just up there. So, whew, that was a bit a busy work for that level. So, although before we end this off right here, or I'll get some more details about that in a moment. There's Funky's Flights here, and of course we have the first boss in the game, which is Crow's Nest. So let's go ahead and kick his butt for, I would say the second time for the sake of the forms of the majority of the Donkey Kong games, basically. So in this boss fight right here, basically in order to deal the damage on Crow, basically much like the forms of in Donkey Kong Country 2, we need to be able to carry the egg and take it straight to Crow, as you can see. And I believe you're gonna have to do this guy for about, I don't know how many hits that he actually got in this game, because I know for the fact that he has more hits on Donkey Kong Country 2, but regardless of everything else though, we're just gonna have to able to be very cautious and be very careful, because if you get hit by not only Crow himself, but also some of these eggs, then you lose the entire battle. So yeah, it's gonna have to be very careful with that. Alright, so, and I think that is pretty much it. Oh, just only 4 hits. Okay, that's something else. So, yeah, that pretty much does it for the likes of the first world. But before we end this off right here, we need to head back in there for a second, because there are 2 levels that actually contains something a little bit more secrecy in here. Like, for example, let's head back onto Pirate Panic for a second. And basically, though, first of all, we need Dixie Kong with us. And I believe that in one of those parts is gonna be somewhere, right here. Well, first of all, I need to get rid of that rat enemy. And switch over to Dixie Kong and use her, ponytail to, hover for the sake of, this particular part. And basically, if you find something like that right there, not only does it take you to a small room filled to the brim with those bananas, but also it allows you to be able to skip the entire level. So, yeah, that seems, weird, but it also kind of reminds me of one of those levels in Donkey Kong Country, which is Minecart Carnage. Basically, if you find that particular secret barrel, that allows you to skip the entire level completely. And there's also another warp barrel somewhere in this level, which appears to be in Gangplank Galley. And basically, just like in the first level, use Dixie Kong to do this, and that way, not only does it give you more bananas, but skip the entire level entirely. So, yeah, that's basically some of the secrets are for this, these two levels combined. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and meet up with Funky Kong right here in Funky's Flights. So, in this case though, much like in Donkey Kong Country 2, it allows you to be able to go into any worlds as much as you wanted to. So, anyways, I think suffice to say, we'll go ahead and end things off at this point right here. So join me next time for more of Let's Play of Donkey Kong Land 2. That is the fact that we'll hit on to the next world in the game, which is Cram Cauldron. Huh, interesting. But I'll mention more about it until later. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. Later, fellas.